Yeah, I can haul my own gear, carry my own music stand, because that's how Canadians play jazz. We're gonna start with something from, man, it's bright in here. Hard to think about it like a jazz club. I just wanna start by thanking Hal and the great team at Selwyn House for getting us here today. Just fantastic. None of us in Toronto have quite forgiven Hal for hightailing it to Montreal. We're still a little teeny tiny bit annoyed. But we have a lovely headmaster in Steve Beattie, who's traveling in Europe with our choirs. That's what he's doing, so he's not here. We're gonna start with something from Billie Holiday. You know, it's a thing. Let the band kind of find themselves. I think they're about there. See that? Damned as God shall gas, damned as not will lose, so the Bible says, and it still is news. Your mama may have, your papa may have, but God bless that child that's got his own. Yeah, that's got her own. Yeah, the strong get more, weak ones fade, empty pockets never, ever, ever made the grade. Your mama may have, your papa may have, but God bless that child that's got her own. Yeah, that's got his own. Money, 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 you got lots of friends crowding round your door. When that money's gone and that spending ends, they don't come back, no they don't come back no more. Rich relations give crust of bread and such. Help yourself, don't you take too much, 'cause your mama may have, your papa may have, but God bless that child that's got her own. Yeah, that's got her own. your papa may have. But God bless that child that's got her own. Yeah, that's got his own. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every night I say God bless. Yes, I do. Every single night. You try it. Look around. Look where we are. Look where we are right now. Right? Super good. God bless. Every night I say, God bless. Oh, yeah. God bless. Every night, every night, every night. God bless. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm not going to argue with you on that. Not even for a second. So, I know Hal's laughing at me already because I'm not a workshop school kind of girl. I went to the National Ballet School for high school. So in Toronto, yes, that National Ballet School, where we didn't spend a lot of time on math, on science, on geography, pretty much dance, pain, and an amazing fine arts teacher at the National Ballet School who taught all of us little ballerinas that there was a lot more to life than being a ballerina, right? We couldn't all be Karen Kane, mercifully. There's just room for one Karen, and she's magnificent. But she taught us about fine art. She taught us about sculpture, poetry, literature, photography, sculpture. We did every single bit of every discipline of art. It was wonderful. And she actually retired at 96. So any of you teachers thinking you're on the way out, And just so you know, my accountant told me musicians don't retire, they just die. So I want to introduce you to this magnificent band of mine, if you don't mind. I'll start with the Hungarian, Robbie Botos on the piano here. In my view, my personal view, Robbie is, at this moment in time, Canada's greatest piano player. And I say that because Robbie can play classical, R&B, soul, disco, jazz, sometimes in the same song. Had a wonderfully jagged musical education. And I'm so glad he came to Canada, and I met him in a bar. I met him in a bar, and it was good. Yeah, right? And it was good. Yeah, the bar that the owner told everyone always to be quiet. It was called the Montreal Bistro in Toronto. Yeah. Robbie also does some teaching and composing and arranging and works on film scores. And, you know, as a musician, you got to be able to do at least 4 things. Speaking of 4 things, Michael Downs on bass here. Michael and I have been playing music together for over 20 years. He's had to look at my backside and my bum for 20 years, lucky man. Just saying. By the way, Robbie has won 2 Junos. Michael Downs has won 2 Junos as well. Michael is a music educator. He's been the head of the music department at Humber College for 18 years. So he knows a bit about teaching and a bit about the importance of music in our curriculum. He also is a composer and an arranger. And he's arranged all my music for me, including taking some of these songs and some of the songs he and I and others have written to 32-piece orchestra. So I now have played, with the Lincoln Center and orchestra, and I'm moving on to doing some of the symphonies across the country this coming spring with Michael's charts, which are magnificent. Sometimes I don't get Michael, I just get Michael's charts. And I know they're excellent because I'll walk into the rehearsal room and all the musicians are smiling. I'm very happy to see these beautiful music charts. So that's Mr. Downs, father of two, father of, I don't know how many children Robbie has. I had to actually stop counting. It was just getting nutty. So these are those two guys, and then we look to our beautiful Worrell McFarlane on the drums. Worrell is a student at Humber College, and he has 2 more years to go, and I like to pluck him out and throw him in front of all kinds of things, don't I, Worrell? He's my sub, and I love grabbing him and playing with him, and he's a great player, and I got to tell his mother last year that I actually think he might have a career in the music business, and she can kind of relax because he's very, very good, and he's on time, he's polite, he's respectful, he knows his stuff, and he always looks great. So I said to his mom, I think he could make it in the music business. So that's us. That's us today. I know you're all educators and teachers, and I know you all know the importance of an arts-based education. I can see it in your eyes. I can see the way you bob in time, which, by the way, doesn't always happen. So we've got a good room here. Yay. And I know that you know the importance of music education, but just music in general, arts in general. I think when kids are given opportunity to piddle around in painting or sculpting or playing music, I think it does incredible things to their brains. I think we've all kind of seen that. We know that, thanks to the Globe and Mail yesterday, music is science and math. It builds academic prowess, not to mention confidence and a way of community and a way of sharing. I think you'll see this afternoon the way that we don't necessarily talk amongst ourselves, but we feel amongst ourselves. And that's a big part of music, in that you'll often see us with our eyes closed. Not me, of course, because I need to look at my lyrics at all time, because I have no memory. But, sorry. I have notes, because I've only played with these guys for 20 years. I have notes because I'm in Hal's world, and I need to be, on top of it. We're going to play you a song that talks a little bit about music and mental health in a way. Yeah, the way that music can take you to another place. 4 or 5 days after 9/11, I had to get on an airplane. And I really didn't want to get on an airplane. I don't think anybody wanted to get on an airplane. And of course, what do you do when you don't want to do something? You call your mom. And I called my mom, and my mom said, Molly, you got to get on that plane. You got to go play music for these people. You got to lift people up and out of these tragedies. And it's your job. Get on the plane, go. Yes, sir, ma'am. And I got on that plane, and she was right. That was one of my best concerts ever. So, music heals. Music can change your life, or at least your mood, or at least the hour in which you're hanging with it. It's a good thing. It's medicine. This is a song by Gil Scott-Heron, who was, man, and a great poet in the 70s. My dad was a big fan of Gil Scott-Heron. And this one's actually called Lady Day and John Coltrane. Okay, fellas. Remember how it goes. Ever feel kinda down and out, you don't know just what to do? Living Living all your days in darkness, let the sun shine through. Ever feel somehow, somewhere, you lost your why? And if you don't get help quick, you won't make it through the day. Could you call on Lady Day? Could you call on John Coltrane now? 'Cause they'll wash your troubles, your troubles, your troubles, your troubles away. Plastic people with plastic minds are living in plastic homes. No beginning, there ain't no end, and just on and on and on and on and on. It's all because they're too afraid to say they're alone. Until our hero rides in on a saxophone. Could you call on Lady Day? Could you call on John Coltrane now? 'Cause they'll wash your troubles, your troubles, your troubles, your troubles away. Yeah, here we go. Could you call on John Coltrane now? 'Cause they'll wash your troubles, your troubles, your troubles, your troubles away. Yeah, ooh, troubles away. Ever feel kinda down and out, you don't know just what to do? Living all your days in darkness, let the sun shine through. Ever feel that somehow, somewhere, you lost your why? And if you don't get help quick, you won't make it through the day. Could you call on Lady Day? Could you call on John Coltrane now? 'Cause they'll wash your troubles, your troubles, your troubles, your troubles, your troubles, your troubles. They'll wash your troubles away. Bye-bye troubles. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. They'll wash your troubles away. Ooh, John Coltrane. Yeah, and Lady Day. They'll wash your troubles. Oh, they'll wash your troubles away. Yeah, John Coltrane and Lady Day. Wash your troubles away, yeah. Bye-bye troubles. Off you go now. Yeah. That's real jazz when we all stop at the same time. It's like a miracle. Thank you so much. The great Wayne Shorter, it's my favorite quote, other than my Martin Luther King quotes, but Wayne Shorter beautifully once said, "You can't rehearse the unknown." And I think that's a really potent thing about improvisation and freedom of expression and creativity and keeping all the doors open. people ask me, how do you keep a band together so long? And I say, my dad was a gym teacher. And if there's one thing I know how to do, it's put a team together. What do you do to put a great team together? You find the best players you can and give them the most room possible to do what they do. That's the secret sauce to this kind of a situation. I'm sure you watched Robbie and Michael in particular. It's almost like they have a little musical game where one of them will try and get so freaking outside. Right? That Michael's like, really? No, you're not that far outside because I'm still with you. And a lot of that goes on. I often ask for a stool on stage, and the sound guy's like, why are her shoes uncomfortable? No, I like to sit and listen to the band. That's why I have a stool on stage. Robbie, Michael, do you want to just talk a little bit about what that is when you guys do that thing you do that is unrehearsed? It's called improvising. It's called soloing. Michael?
Thank you, Michael.
Why, thank you, Molly. I will. Well, one of the things that I think is very important for us as musicians is listening. Excuse me. As I take my earplugs out, right? So when I come into this kind of situation, as Molly says, I don't come with a predetermined thing. I come here and I'm just listening to what's happening in the moment. So, for example, Robbie and I might well, let's just demonstrate with a blues, for example. We're just going to play something and I'll start.
Okay.
So just very quickly about what we just did there. Well, I didn't say we're going to play at this tempo. We didn't even talk about this before. I just started that. And I didn't tell him what key we were in, nothing. There was absolutely zero discussion about that. And what it was and what this is when we're playing, as Molly says, it's that team thing is super important. And we just listen to each other. It's like we're conversing. So Robbie played certain things, and then that means that we react in a certain way to what he does. And it's really about listening and not bringing, like it's basically like an analogy for living life. I think, you know, if you have a friend or a partner or whatever, it's very important that you don't dominate the dialogue. You have to listen and interact, and that's how this stuff happens like this.
I don't know if you noticed, but Robbie did what jazz musicians call copying, where he'll throw a very well-known song in for like 2 bars. You know, for a whole summer tour in France, I believe we did Spider-Man themes. It's a nightmare. Every Spider-Man theme happened in like every song. And we also did a jam around the actual, that's right, the sound of the trains in France. Do that. And we put it in everything. We threw it in everywhere just to mess each other up. Yeah, see how that happens? And it's the train. Yeah, I know. I spend a lot of time with my mom face on. Yeah, that one. Want to hear some more music? I know it's really, really bright in here, and no one's smoking, and no one's drinking, and it's like 4 p.m. or some hellish jazz musicians are literally just kind of waking up. Though we're Canadian jazz musicians, so we have actual jobs, so we've been up for hours. But I'm gonna try a little Duke Ellington. I'm gonna try a little Solitude. Yeah, just a little bit. You know, it's just beautiful and talks about, you know, great songs that don't die and great art that doesn't die. And you know, if you've got, you know, you'll see those bright, shiny kids in your classrooms, I'm sure, with the potential to actually be delivering some of this stuff. It's kind of exciting. You're in a great spot. Here's a little bit of Solitude. This woman is writing my name on that board, and she's just busy, busy, busy over there. And by the way, I don't read music. Those are lovely notes. No idea what they mean, but they look great. Did I mention I went to ballet school? So I count to 4 very well. And I can work through pain, which as a jazz musician, we do a fair amount of that as well. There's a little Solitude. Very sweet, gentle. In my solitude, you haunt me with revelries of days gone by. In my solitude, you taunt me with memories that never die. I sit in my chair, filled with despair. No one could feel so very sad. Gloom everywhere. I sit and I stare. I know that I'll soon go so mad. In my solitude, I'm praying. Yes, I am. Dear Lord above, send back my love. Send him back. Send him back. no one could feel so very sad. Gloom everywhere, I sit and I stare. I know that I'll soon go so mad in my solitude. I'm praying, oh yes, yes, yes I am, dear Lord above. Send back my love, send back my, send back my, send back my. Send back my love. Thank you so much. I'm seeing some of my very favorite teachers in this room right now, and it's killing me. I'm going to play favorites right now. Everybody else, cover your ears. Hi, RSGC folks. How's it going? Changed my kids' lives. They did. Love you. Love you. We're a little school. We did a thing, and we still do, and it's called Hidden Gems at RSGC, and it's a wonderful little fundraiser for our scholarship-y kind of fund, working on getting different boys into the school. So every year, the parents and the teachers, yes, the teachers have a band, it's called Grade 13. That's the name of their band, just saying. These guys have often come and played with the students. We have acting and theater and poetry, and it's a beautiful way of getting the boys to step out of themselves and perform, and I get to stand around and hang out with them and talk about how 40 years in the game, since I was a little kid with the Mervishes, the Royal Alex, I still get super nervous. I got nervous here. I'm nervous right now. And talking to these kids about working through that, right, is a great way to teach kids about working through the bullshit in life. Because it's always a little nerve-wracking, and we all suffer nerves. And the looks on their faces when I tell them that, yes, I did Sesame Street. Yes, I was the little brown kid in Mr. Dress-Up. Yes, blah, blah, and I still get super freaky nervous. Not so I can't do it, though I'm a little shaky, but just learning and talking about working through your confidence and feeling confident. You don't always feel confident, and you still got to do stuff. And that's a great thing we work through with our little hidden gems at RSGC, or as you people call it, Royal St. George's College. Morel, is there anything you want to say other than... Oh my God. Again, unrehearsed.
I'll just add to what Molly was saying about nervousness. I'm a victim of nerves. I'm nervous right now. I don't really do public speaking, but yeah. One thing I would say is that music really helps me get over the nerves. I feel like the more I play in front of big crowds, the less the nerves come back. And people have been telling me over the years that, you need to go out and play more and it'll go away. But I didn't really believe it, and now it's starting to sink in. So that's all I gotta say.
Again, not rehearsed. Thank you, Worrell. Thanks, sweetie pie. I didn't even tell you I was gonna do that. So that's super nice. Any of you guys want to say anything? Have we Robbie? Oh, good.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just going to add a little bit. I mean, you both said some amazing things, and it's hard to add, but I think the only reason why we're still doing jazz out of all the styles is because you can be in the moment. And I think jazz represents that greatly, where you just go on stage. And it might be hard to believe what Molly was saying, but we really don't know what's going to happen. And we really don't know what we're doing. Of course, you need to, study a lot and listen, as Mike was saying. But I think it's such a beautiful example, this style of music, that you can transfer this energy, this great vibe to the audience, and the audience is on a journey with you. And I think it's just a great thing to keep in mind when it comes to passing it down, that the only reason why I really fell in love with this music was because people on stage didn't know what they were doing. And they were masters of the music, but they didn't afraid to take chances. And I think in all kinds of music, even if you play the written notes, someone said that the greatest classical performances are the ones when they sound like they're making it up and improvising it. Because everybody else is playing the same piece. So how is Vladimir Horowitz or someone like that stands out? So I think it's very important to keep our hearts and our personalities in there, and without being overwhelmed with technicalities and all. I'm one of the examples for that because I'm totally self-taught, and then I had to go back and look at sheet music and see what that was all about, and then I had to learn it, but I was performing, playing tunes, I was playing several instruments without knowing anything about, the theory side of it. And then, it was time for me to get that done. But I just feel like, that's the only reason why we stick to this, because it is like medicine if it has that element of being you and putting your heart into it. And that can shape the music of today. It can shape this song coming up, because, it's just a beautiful thing. And I think it's important when we pass it down that people fall in love with music and they're having fun with music, because there's nothing, like no other elements will draw people in. It's like healing. And money, that's another thing.
Because there's so much money in jazz.
I wanted to give just a quick plug. I know you're all educators, correct? Yes, okay. So I just want to give a plug to music. Music programs are really under attack in our province of Ontario, and it's a real serious issue. I have two daughters who are teenagers who are in the school system, and it looks like their music programs will be hugely affected by these cuts. And so like I said, I just want to give a plug to the importance of music just by telling just a very quick story. There's a trumpet player that I grew up with. I grew up in Winnipeg, and we both went to music school together. And just to make a long story short, I was dumb enough to stay with music, and he decided to go into computer programming. But I remember he had the discipline and worked really, really hard through years and years of becoming a trumpet player. It's a very difficult instrument, as my friend John over there would testify to. So when he finally decided that music was not for him, he wanted to go into something else, he said, if I put even 10% of the effort that I put into playing the trumpet into doing anything else in my life, I know I'm going to succeed. And he has become an incredibly successful computer programmer. He runs a software company. He's done really, really well. And I think that one of the things that we can think about when we're teaching music is that not everyone has to become a musician. They can actually just take all of those skills that come with the discipline, the work ethic, everything else that comes with playing music, and the listening and the teamwork and all of that stuff, and apply it to anywhere in life. So like I said, please keep up, when you can, keep up those music programs and with working with the arts, because I think it's great for our children. Thank you.
So, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Worrell. Thank you, Mina, wherever she is, who really, thank you, darling. You did a great job for us and your team. Hal's lucky to have you. Okay, we're gonna do just one more song for you. It's an old one. It's from Porgy and Bess. It's, I was a little girl when I was in Porgy and Bess with the Mervishes. I don't know, I don't think I was 5 years old at the time. I was a potted plant, let's face it. I wasn't singing anything. I was super cute, and they'd say, Molly, sit here. And then someone off stage would go, and I'd, literally, that was my thing. But I heard Porgy and Bess every night for 6 weeks. And boy, did that drill down on me. Just the Gershwin score is unbelievable. So I want to do something from Porgy and Bess, and it's a song that you're all very, very familiar with, though you've probably heard it sung from the position of a song about the weather. This is not a song about the weather. It's a song about being a slave in America. When they talked about the cotton being high, just when I sing it, so you remember, it's because the cotton's nice and high, they don't have to bend down to pick it up, right? Because it's high. When they talk about your daddy being rich and your mama's good looking, I don't think I need to draw that picture for you. I think you all know what that represented at that time. And for George Gershwin to just hit it out of the park with some of these songs around the experience of Black America in 1938 is really quite something. So I'm not gonna sing this song like it's about the weather, though it is summer, and we love summer. So this is Summertime. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, the cotton's so high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mama, she's so good looking. So hush, baby, don't you cry, 'cause one of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your little wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, there's not nothing gonna harm you. Daddy and Mammy standing so close by. You'll spread your little wings. You'll take to the sky. But till that morning, yeah, they're nothing gonna harm you, baby. No way, no way. Daddy and Mammy standing so close by. Summertime, yeah, yeah, summertime. Summertime, yeah, yeah, yeah. Summertime. Summertime. Thank you so much, Hal. We had a blast. Thank you, babe. Thank you. And thanks to all of you. Thanks so much. It's Robbie Botosh, Michael Downs, and your student of the month, Warrell McFarlane on drums. Thank you so much, everyone. Mwah.